Hello guys, what's up? My name is Yasmin. Welcome back to my channel. And today we're going to we're going to discuss something that I see a lot in the vegan community, that this question comes up really, really often. And I wanted to give an outlook of things, of how it actually works, and is it really what you want it to be? And okay, I'm just going to tell you the story of what happened. So I saw someone that's called Raw Vegan, blah, blah, blah on Instagram, and she posted, on her story, a video of this guy that is selling honey. And as much as we all love the fructose, honey can never be vegan. And this is the reason why. So all right, the process of making the honey starts with the bee taking it's drinking the juice of the flowers. And then it's transferring it to another bee and another bee, and then they puke it and vomit it into each other's mouth.
Is that golden sticky stuff. But after finding a suitable food source, bees dive in head first, using their long, specially adapted tongues to slurp up tiny sips of nectar into one of two stomachs. A single bee might have to drink from more than 1,000 flowers to fill its honey stomach, which can weigh as much as the bee itself when full of nectar. Now, on the way back to the hive, digestive enzymes are already working to turn that nectar into sweet gold. When she returns to the hive, the forager bee will vomit the nectar into the mouth of another worker. And that bee will vomit it into another bee's mouth, and so on. This game of regurgitation telephone is an important part of the honey making process, since each bee adds more digestive enzymes to turn long chains of complex sugars in the raw nectar into simple monosaccharides like fructose and glucose. Now at this point, the nectar is still pretty watery, so the bees beat their wings and create an air current inside the hive to evaporate and thicken the nectar, finally capping the cell with beeswax so the enzyme-rich bee barf can complete its transformation into honey.
All right. And then what happens is that they go to hives. Usually the hives that people that are selling the honey are built by the units. All right. They're not naturally built by bees, as they don't have hands to build something from wood or anything else. So what is actually happening? Why are they doing this? They are trying to make themselves food for the hard months where they cannot get food, right? Correct me, maybe I'm wrong. I'm not like the bees keeper or something. Okay, so all of these people that actually are dealing with honey are people that are taking the bees' food. Now, this is not the worst case, but what happens when you go next to bees' hives? Usually, they will try to protect their food and they will sting you.
Man, I hope they're not gonna be mad at me. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Holy cow. Oh, waterfall of bees going over there. Oh yeah, they're pissed. Oh yeah, they're pissed. Oh, they're pissed. Ooh. Dang, that creates for a shaky video. Hang on.
So naturally, when you go and try to grab their honey, they will naturally come and sting you. And that's a very, very obvious sign that it's not meant for you, because it's not like when you go and climb on trees, like there's no animal that's going to fight you over for this fruit. Like they're not going to try and kill you over it. They're just going to try to maybe grab it off your hands. Right. And you also have so many other fruits on the trees, and it's just easy for us to take. It's natural. There's no like defense mechanism from nature of us not being able to take it. Right. So when they're stealing the food from their bees in order to get that honey, they are usually using some really, really nasty techniques and listen to this. They're usually using a very, very cruel techniques of spraying them until they choke, so they won't be able to sting them, or they have to wear like a spacesuit in order to protect themselves, so the bees won't be able to sting them.
It's time for the very first honey harvest of the year. If you recall in the last video, we came out here just to check to see how honey production was coming along, and I was very surprised and pleased to find out that it was really coming along well. So of course this top box right here is obviously nowhere near ready to extract, but if you can see down in the...
And this is just showing you that choosing to get honey and saying that honey is vegan and there's nothing wrong with eating honey, you're wrong. There's so much wrong with eating honey. And this lady that I talked to her, she tried to claim that this guy who made the honey and he put some herbs and whatever in it, some superfoods, then he saved her friends' lives and blah, 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 blah. Whatever. I just told her the truth that honey can never be vegan unless humans make it and not the bees, right? It's because we are greedy and we want to think that something that tastes good to us is good for us. And we are trying to take everything that we can because we don't understand clues, and we're trying to deny the truth. And okay. And you already know the truth. I already told you. So it's either they're using some manipulation in order to steal their honey without getting any stings, or they are just spraying them, which is also manipulation, in order to keep them away so they won't get stung by the actual bees. Because the reason why the bees are stinging you is because you're stealing from them. It's not your freaking food, right? It's not your freaking food. And it's just not meant for us, because we would never, ever, ever see honey in nature and get attracted to it. We're not going to be attracted to it. It has nothing that we can find attractive besides of the taste. But we can never taste it. It's not like when we see a fruit that is colorful and beautiful and has this extinct smell, and the colors and the shape, and everything is just so luring to eat it. But honey, it's like when you see a bees around the hive that they build, you will never want to get close to it, right? So I just had to make a video about it. And I would also like to mention that not only that it is not vegan, it's not even human food. It's not even human food, all right? So, is honey good for us? No, because it's not for us to grab. All right? And don't forget to go fruit yourself. All right. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Make sure to share it with your friends and family. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you on the next one.